Good evening, everyone. I hope notification is already coming out. While we are waiting for Pastor, please write if you are with us. Who is going to be the first to welcome us? Okay, Chinwe Ananaba. Welcome. Who is going to greet us first? While we're waiting for Pastor Sunday, tell us where you are looking from. Hello, Israel. Nice to read you. Chinwe Ananaba. Good evening. Okay, today we are broadcasting from another page, but I believe all of you received notifications. And Pastor Sunday is going to be here in a moment. So just find your share button and share this video while we're welcoming or while we're waiting for Pastor Sunday. So he's about to come. So I believe that your day was wonderful and you are really inspired by teachings of Pastor Sunday. Okay, so again, yes, greetings to those who are watching us from Vinica. Find your, just a second. Уже 33 человека. We have some technical issues, but still we are trying to go live on public page. Да. Позвоните. Должна. Да. Но пока что еще здесь нет. Okay, so sorry for small delay. We're waiting for Pastor. Pastor is about to come. How was your day? How was your day? I hope it was wonderful. We still have 34 people who joined us, but today we are live on private page of Pastor Sunday because we have some issues with public page. So please find share button and share this broadcast because today's broadcast is going to be unique and as always very, very, very amazing and unpredictably interesting. So find share button and share it with your friends to invite as many people as possible while we're waiting for Pastor Sunday to come. Thank you for greetings. Thank you for greetings. Mr. Olukayode Ekundayo. Sorry for spelling. Good evening. Oluvatoin Abidemi. Good evening, everyone. Oh, Miss Lola Sharunke, blessings. Blessings from the United States. We hope to see you soon for the History Makers training. By the way, those who are not aware yet, we're going to have History Makers training here in Ukraine, in Kiev, from 6th till 12th of November. So if you have that opportunity, get your ticket and come over. It's going to be a fun time from 6th till 12th of November. Greetings to Canada. Yes, my name is about someone who is mighty warrior. Okay, so have you shared this broadcast yet? На публичной странице.
Это самое главное, потому что мне там она точно поделится, она же звонила ей, чтобы...
Сейчас 47 человек уже.
Это не то, что надо. Где...
Телефон?
Нет, звоните, Катерина.
Just a second, please. Okay, again, dear friends, sorry for these technical issues. We're trying to resolve them. Hello, Julie. Good to see you too. Greetings, everyone. So I see that people are coming up. I believe you started receiving notifications. So Pastor is already just behind the wall. So he is coming soon. We're just trying to find out why public page is not working, because we used to go on public page, but now we are on private, and we cannot move this broadcast to the public page. I'm sorry, because something happened with the content. But anyway, we still see more people coming, and I believe those who are really interested, they will they will find the time, and they will find the broadcast. Okay, so meanwhile, we will be very grateful to you if you share this link with your friends, actually like all of your friends, so that those people who used to watch Pastor Sunday, they would find the way to see this video. Tell us, how did you get the notification? Please, because yes, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Tell us, how did you get this notification? How did you find out that the broadcast has started? We need to know how this system works. Okay, you have shared it. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. Okay, thank you, Mr. Olukayoda, for sharing. Thank you so much. Okay, you've got a notification, so that's good. Greetings to Pastor Abraham Great.
Вы можете это скопировать на... Давай я тебе дам этот твой компьютер.
Да.
Отскопируй сюда на твою страницу и попытаемся тогда зайти на мой главный, чтобы скопировать сюда обратно. Потому что у меня не получается прямо.
Just a second, some technical issues. Okay, it shows on your Facebook. Okay. Как мне зайти на страницу пастора? Вот я нашел. Dear friends, we apologize again. Pastor Sunday will join us soon. Just please hold on for a while. We're trying to solve this issue to make the video public. Thank you to those who have already shared the link. We really appreciate it.
Получается. Пока у нас получается. Она позвонит сюда. Сюда.
Уже 73 человека.
Я бы не рад от этого. Это какая-то ошибка стала. А у вас получился текст?
Я могу только на свою поставить.
Да, хотя бы на свой. Типа появилось.
Сейчас я еще не договорила. Люди, вы тоже они перепостили.
Pastor Great
Okay.
time, yes, да?
Please, yes, please bear with us, dear friends. We are about to continue.
Ты не администратор, да?
Нет, я просто...
Сделай себя
Я
администратором.
под вашим этим захожу.
А?
Я под вашим логином просто захожу.
Постарайся, не получилось так, как можно. Сделай себя администратором. И как новый администратор скопируешь.
Сейчас я, наверное, буду очень долго это делать, потому что я не знаю, как это сделать.
Как это сделать?
Вот, я разместил на вашей публичной странице. это
Уже есть,
видео.
да?
Да.
Получилось?
Я думаю, что да. По крайней мере, это на публичной странице доктора Санды Даладжи есть.
Откройте там есть, пойдите туда, если там будет показываться.
Okay, I think we have solved the issue, and now we're going to continue. Нет, не показывается. М? Не видите?
Ссылку вот это, самой трансляции ссылку, если поставить, как сообщение.
Ну вот, я это и сделал только что. И у меня здесь на ноутбуке показывается.
Да.
Мгм.
И play тоже, да.
Ну вот на ноутбуке оно работает. Я поделился ссылкой, оно работает.
Плюс.
А на мобильном телефоне нет.
Стоит, его не брал, да?
Не, оно играет. Оно и играет как автоплей.
Сколько людей?
80-74.
Мгм.
Может быть, так оно будет работать.
Есть там?
Так, ну, на ноутбуке работает, если с ноутбука
А здесь
смотреть.
нет, да?
У меня на телефоне нету.
Нет.
Пока.
Мы можем, по крайней мере, ссылку оставить там, сказать, что please follow the notification, follow the link.
Можешь это писать там?
Я напишу, вы можете начинать, а я уже просто добавлю.
Не, пока нет. Я посмотрю.
Good evening, everyone. Again, please bear with us. We're trying to solve technical issues. You have been doing from performing this action. Окей, линк не будет работать.
А линк работает, вот там было наоборот. Ну, Я нажала на линк, и он сработал. Это вот, который вот здесь вот написали на доктор Сандер.
Хорошо, да. Okay, so at least we have shared the link to the broadcast on the public page.
Объявление надо писать.
Да, есть. Да, я кликаю и перехожу.
Да, объявление написано, чтобы они знали, что получается у нас новые кредиты, надо на английском писать.
Джоша сейчас это сделает. Окей, Джоша сказал, что уже поделился. То есть, что уже на публичной странице эта ссылка. Нет, он уже поделился.
Да, объявление там есть?
Да, есть.
И увеличивается количество людей. Зачем?
Да, уже 88.
Если бы еще такое в бане сделали быстро.
Быстро,
В течение
вряд
10
ли.
минут.
Вряд ли.
Сколько минут надо сделать?
Уже 13 минут.
Ну, просто чтобы больше в глаза бросалось людям.
Надо тогда король не знаю.
А назови.
Да, все.
Алло?
Отсюда.
Да, как я сейчас.
Okay, thank you for bearing with us. I hope the system is going to work now. At least we managed to put a notification on the public page with the link to the current broadcast. So definitely more people are going to come and join us during this broadcast. Thank you again for those who have shared this link. I see you are talking nicely. So please bear with us for 2 more minutes, and once we resolve this issue, we will Pastor Sunday will come and we will have wonderful evening session. Thank you for likes. Those who haven't shared the link yet, please let it be shared. Find share button and just click it. Today's topic is going to be continuation of topic on relationship between men and women. So I think that we are ready to welcome Pastor Sunday. Okay, so have a nice show. Have a nice evening.
Hello, everybody. Well, Facebook. Maybe some of my team members have published something on Facebook that is probably forbidden, or that is an infringement of somebody's property. So we have been blocked again. We've been blocked on Facebook. So unfortunately, we cannot come on my page as usual. So I have a question for you people. Should we continue to do it from this page, or we should just wait till next week Monday? That's when next week Monday is when they want us to come back. The blockage is operational till Monday night, till next week Monday night. What do you people think? I cannot publish anything on my Facebook till next Monday. So should I continue doing the thing here, or I should, because we cannot get most people cannot get a notification. People will not know where we are. And I think it might be a little bit unfair to people, isn't it? To other people. We're only having like 100 people here because other people cannot get notification. So if you are going to continue here, then that's going to be just for like a fraction of people that would normally come. Or another thing we could do is if you all could commit to, or if we could find an idea of how we could invite other people or how we could let other people know. Okay, somebody is suggesting, Sharis is Ngoya Sharis, that is Julie, is suggesting that we should continue here, but then we should all make sure we go ahead and share the videos via our public pages. So everybody that is there now, please let's go ahead and share the videos now, because I cannot even publish a video on my public page now. I cannot even publish a video this whole week till next week on my page. So if you people will go ahead and share the link right now, maybe you could inform people. That will help people to know that we're here. So let's go ahead and share the link. Please let me know if you have shared the link, so that way our friends will know where to get this link or where to get me this time. So let everybody go ahead and share the link so that we could spread the word that we're on another page. So if you want us to continue now, because I was thinking we shouldn't continue, just wait for a week and then continue next week. But if you want us to continue, then please let everybody go and share it and write something. We should write something to everybody for them to know that Pastor Sunday is here on this link, that they should all come over to this link. So let's all go ahead and share. Let's go ahead and share and call everybody to come on. When does that create a 7? I do it now. Yeah, let's go ahead and share and then invite people to let people know this is the new link. So don't just share it. Let's put an announcement out there. Let's put out the announcement. Let's write some comments. Let's write comments and remark on our shared button, that so that people will know that we are on, just we are in another place. So write some explanation to people. And then you will have to remember this link, or you have to remember this page, so that this is where we are going to be coming. The same time, everything remains the same, but we'll be coming to this page. This is the page we're going to be using now then. Because this is a very important topic, and it has been, the one we did in the morning was so successful that just for today, since we did it in the morning, I think we are about 13,000. It's already 13,000 views since morning. Yeah, 13,000 views. And and about 400 shares since morning. So the morning one was so successful, it was so big, that it was after that it was stopped. And they said I cannot come out for the next 1 week till next Monday. So, but that one was so good, it was so big. I can't even see the thing again. But it has been so successful. So I think this topic is probably important, since this page is my private page. This page is a private page, apart from private page, you have public page. Okay, I see it now. Yes, it's 13,500 since morning. Can you imagine? This is 13,500 views already since morning. And so that is showing us that this topic is really very important. And apart from the fact that we have 13,000 views, we have almost 500 shares. Almost 500 shares from the morning message alone. And of course, over 1,000 comments. So, so we have to invite people to come over. Let's send this link. Just copy this link and put a copy of the link somewhere. Let people see it. Okay, well, the topic of today is, we're going to continue anyway. What is the topic? I even gave this one first in the first place. I can't. Does anybody have the topic? Show me the topic for now. Okay, I have it. Who is man ready? Who is the man ready for marriage? Who is the man ready for marriage? I think it's written. It's not written well here. Who is the man that is ready for marriage? I guess. Who is the man ready for marriage? I guess that's what he's trying to say. Who is the man ready for marriage? Yeah, I think it should be with D. Who is the man ready for marriage? We have to correct that, I guess. Well, you know, we have to manage what we have, so I guess we just have to continue. But if you want to get the right topic, is who is the man ready for marriage? Who is the man ready for marriage? That was a mistake. Who is, let's Joshua or somebody correct it. Who is the man ready for marriage? There must be a D there. Who is the man ready for marriage? Okay. Well, I hope we have shared it. We have shared the link, and I hope somebody will see it, and more people will come and join us later on. Thank you for sharing. Well, so in the morning, we spoke on when is a man truly ready for marriage? When is a man truly ready for marriage? And today, who is the man that is ready for marriage? Who is the man that is ready for marriage? Who is the man that is ready for marriage? Who is the man that is ready for marriage? So who is the man that is ready for marriage? Well, here we go. Who is the man that is ready for marriage? I have already spoken a lot in the morning about the fact that you know, many people go into marriage and suffer as a result. But we want to avoid that, and so we are going to address this topic. So who is the man that is ready for marriage? What are the qualities that a man needs to before he could say he's ready for marriage or he's not ready for marriage? First of all, I want to say that it is a wrong notion to think that a man automatically grows into readiness for marriage. It is a wrong notion to think that somebody is ready for marriage just because he is growing. You know, the way people tell us is that you know, you are of a marriage age. People say you are of a marriage age, or people say you are ready for marriage, and the only reason why they say that is because of our age. So they just think that, you know, we are ready because you are already 28 or you are 30 or 40. But let us know this. Let's know this fact very clearly. Man don't grow into readiness for marriage. Men don't grow into marriage like they grow in physical. Physically, we grow. We could say we grow to become 18 years old. We grow to become 20 years old. We grow to become 30 years old. But what I want to say is that it is not automatic. Readiness, becoming a man is not automatic. That's what I think that's the point I'm trying to make. Becoming a man is not automatic. At least becoming a man that is ready for marriage is not automatic. You don't grow into it naturally. It's not an instinctive thing. You can grow you can grow instinctively into becoming a biological grown-up person, but you don't naturally grow into maturity. You don't naturally grow into maturity to be able to be able to marry. For you to be ready for marriage, you grow into it through hard work. You grow into readiness through hard work. You grow into maturity through hard work. You don't biologically grow into readiness to marry. So we cannot say somebody is of a marriage age. To say things like someone is of a marriage age is delusional and it's confusing. It's a big confusion. It will never work that way. So a person becomes a man that is matured for marriage out of the work he has done on himself. He must do some work on himself. In the physical, a man can grow in age to become 20, 50 years old, and we say, okay, he's having mustache and he's having gray hair, and we say he's old enough. But when it comes to marriage, it doesn't work like that. If you don't work on yourself to be ready for marriage, if you might be 50 years old and you are still not mature for marriage. You might be 40 years old and you are still not ready for marriage. For you to be ready for marriage, for you to be mature for marriage, you must grow from a boy to a man. And to become a man means you must grow in, the first quality you must grow in is responsibility. You must grow in responsibility. You must understand what responsibility means. We must grow in responsibility. So it's the first thing that will make you to know that you are ready for marriage is how responsible you are. How responsible are you? How responsible are you? So a man that is ready for marriage is not a man that is of 30 years old or that is 50 years old or 40 years old. It is how mature a man is that determines if he is ready for marriage or not. And that is an advice I have for the ladies that are here. If you are a lady, never look at a man's age to start with. You might look at the age, but that is much later. The age is something that you should not pay the first attention to, the first priority to. Age is not your first priority. Age is probably one of the last priorities you should look into. First of all, you want to look into the maturity of the man. And when we are talking about maturity, we are talking about responsibility. We are talking about responsibility. We are talking about responsibility. So it is responsibility that defines maturity for a man. The very first thing that defines maturity of a man is his ability to be responsible. How responsible he is. If a man is 40 years old or 50 years old but is not responsible, he is not yet a marriage material. He's not a marriage material yet. He's not mature enough to marry. So what do we mean by responsibility? Responsibility is the ability of a man to respond to life challenges. Responsibility is the ability of a man or woman to respond to life challenges. How has he proved himself responsible? In what can we say that he has demonstrated to us that he is able to resolve life challenges? So no girl should ever try to date a man that has not proven to her and to her parents and also to his friends and to the society at large that he is responsible. He must prove responsibility on three fronts. He must prove that he is responsible to himself. He must prove that he is responsible for himself in his own life first. What does that mean? For a man to say he is responsible for his own life, it means that he is taking care of himself. A man has not proven his own responsibility if he cannot be responsible to his own self and to his own life. So a man that is responsible has to be able to show everybody everywhere that he is taking care of himself, that he has taken responsibility for himself in all ramifications. That man must be able to tell us that he is the one that is sustaining himself financially. He must be able to prove to us that he has taken responsibility for himself, not just financially. Let's start by, as in human capacity. Let's start with human capacity. That man must be able to take responsibility. He must prove to us that he has taken responsibility to himself or for himself in human capacity. What does that mean? In human capacity, that means the man, he has taken responsibility to develop himself. It is self-development. How much has he developed himself as an individual? How much has that man developed himself as an individual? What does it mean to develop yourself as an individual? That means you have gone to school, you have trained yourself. To develop yourself as an individual means to discover who you are, to be in charge of your life, to discover who you are, what you are here for. It is a dangerous thing for a woman to follow after a man that has not discovered himself. Because a man that does not know where he is going to lead any other person that he is leading, is going to lead them astray. It is like the story of Jesus, the parable, when Jesus said that if the blind will lead another blind, both of them, he himself that is leading, and they that are being led by him are going to end up in a ditch. They are going to end up in some hole, in some ditch, in some catastrophe. So you want to follow a man that has proven, and we can all see, you don't need him to talk. This will not be talk thing. We are not talking about talk here. We are talking about manifestation. We want to see what are the evidence that he has matured himself, that he has taken a conscious responsibility for himself. We are not talking that he's got a job. I'm not talking that he's working. Because to go and get a job, any monkey can go and get a job. I'm sorry for the word. Any elephant can go and get a job. Any donkey can go and get a job. We are not talking of getting a job, because he can lose that job at any time. So we are not talking about losing a job. We are not talking about getting a job. We are talking about him being mature enough to be able to, if necessary, he can get a job. But what about if he loses the job? So that if he loses the job, he is not messed up. If he loses the job, he is not at a confusion. If he loses his job, he is not at a loss. If he loses his job, he is not just, raising up his hand and in surrender and say, well, there is nothing I can do. I've lost my job now. There is nothing I can do anymore. if this man, if this individual is really developed himself, it means that he has developed himself enough in skills or in various skills whereby he will never be able to be, he will never be begging. He will never need to beg. He will never need to go and be looking for somebody to give him a job, somebody to be going and whining the whole day and be saying, well, I can't get a job, there is no job, there is somebody is to blame, Buhari is to blame, the president is to blame, the economy is to blame. If a man has really truly developed himself, he will find his way. He will find a way to take care of himself. He will find a way to use his skills. He will have some set of skills that will allow him to become whoever he wants to become at any time. So the set of skills that this person has is what determines how mature he is. So for a man to say that he is ready for marriage, he has, because for you to say you want to marry, it means you want to take responsibility for another woman, for another human being. For you, how can you say you want to take care of me if you have not taken care of yourself? We all know that as humans, we love each other. I mean, we love ourselves more than other people. I love myself. If I cannot take care of if I beat myself and I feel the pain, I care for myself. If it's cold now, I want to wear a coat to cover myself so that I will not die of cold. If it's hot now, I want to fan myself and get myself. Everybody like themselves. Everybody love themselves. So if you love yourself, and as an individual you love yourself, everybody love themselves. If you love yourself, and as much as you love yourself, you could not take care of yourself, how much love do you need to have to take care of another person? Of course, your own love for yourself is greater. So we want to see how you have taken care of your own self first. So be responsible for yourself and tow yourself first. If you are not responsible for yourself and tow yourself, we don't even want to hear you that you now want to say you want to take responsibility for another man. How can you be more responsible to another man when you are not responsible to yourself? So in human development, we want to see the skills of the person, not just the school he finished, or not just the degree he got, not just the university he finished. We don't want somebody to be coming to tell you stories. Oh, I finished university 6 years now. I cannot get a job. It's not my fault. It is university's fault. It is the economy fault. It is the president's fault. It is the somebody's fault or another person's fault. No. We don't want anybody to come with excuses. We don't want anybody to come with explanations. If you are skillful enough, if you are responsible enough, that is the sign of responsibility. The sign of responsibility is that you have ability to respond to whatsoever life throws at you. Responsibility is the ability to respond to whatever life will throw at you. It doesn't matter what life will throw at you, you are able to respond to it. So what are the abilities you have to respond? And these abilities you have to respond to life situations is what proves your readiness. So it's just like somebody say, I finished university, but I can't get a job. It means you are not responsible because you are now depending, you are hoping, you are not taking, your destiny in your own hands. You are not taking charge of your own life. You are saying, okay, I can't get a job. So you are waiting for circumstances to provide for you. You are waiting for situations to be favorable to you. You are waiting for something to happen somewhere so that you will be ready. You are waiting for somebody to provide for you. You are waiting for job to provide for you. You are waiting for some employer somewhere to provide for you. You are waiting for government somewhere to provide for you. You are waiting for somebody to go and build his own factory and then call you and be giving you salary. You are waiting for somebody to build his own business and then call you and be paying you salary. Why is it that you cannot build your own business and then call somebody and be paying them salary? Why is it that it's not you building your own business? Why is it that it's not you forming the factory? Why is it that it's not you starting your own project? Why is it that you cannot start your own restaurant, your own, whatever, do your own thing, start something? That is taking care, taking charge, being in charge of your life. If you are not in charge of your life, forget about marriage now. Forget about marriage, or you are not ready. Just leave that topic alone. make sure that you first of all discover yourself. Make sure that you are first of all taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are in charge of your own life. That is in human capacity. Human capacity means you are responsible, you have built capacity to be able to respond to any life situation that comes your way. That is number one. Number two, a man needs to be responsible not just in the area of his capacity development, he must also be responsible in the area of his sustenance. You must be able to be responsible to manage your life. You must be able to be responsible to manage your life. So you must, as a man, you must be able to have a place where you live. Responsibility in self-management, in your life management. Where do you live? How many rooms do you have in that room? Do you have a bedroom there? Do you have a bed there? Do you have furniture? Do you have fridge? What do you have? How do you manage your life? When do you go out in the morning? When do you come back? Are you managing your life? If you are not managing your life, how will you manage the life of another person? How will you manage a family? How will you manage children? So we want to find out how you are able to manage your life. If you are not able to manage your life, don't go and make any woman's head crazy. Don't go and make any lady lose her mind. Or lose her sleep. Or don't just go and confuse anybody. Just leave the ladies alone. Go and put your own life in order first, please. Think about yourself first. Put your life in order first. And, some people are saying, oh, maybe let him get married and then he will settle down. You kidding me? You kidding me? He should do what? Get married so that marriage will help him to settle down? It's just like saying somebody should jump into the ocean before he learns to swim. You must learn to swim. If you don't learn to swim before you jump in the ocean, that's the end of your life. You will never come back of that ocean. You are dead. You are a dead man. The same thing with marriage. If you want to get married before you get ready, before you settle down, then you want to turn the life of another human being into an experiment. You want to turn the life of that lady into a living experiment. You want to destroy her emotions. You want to destroy her peace. You want to mess up her life while you are experimenting and trying to become a man. So we want you to first of all go and prove that you can manage your own life first. For example, in our own church here, what I tell people, the men, is this: don't even come to me to ask for any lady's hand if you don't. In our own country here, this is the minimum. This is what the standard that I've set. If you don't make $2,000 a month, if you don't have income that is $2,000 or over $2,000 a month, don't even look at any girl's direction at all. That's number one. That's just number one. If you don't have a car, don't even look here at all. Don't even come to me that you need a girl. Number three, if you don't have an apartment that is rented at least for a year or 2 years, or that is your own apartment or your own house, you don't have anything looking in the direction of any girl. So those three things are compulsory for people to say they are ready to marry in our family, in our church. So in our church here, I'm sorry for that was frozen. In our church here, you must have those three things before you say you are ready for marriage. Actually there are four things. You must let us know that you have a job, a stable job that is providing, or you have a business, or you must have a way of sustaining yourself, either a job or a business, but that gives you income of at least $2,000. Now, I don't know how that works in your own country, where you are from, and how much money is needed for a family to be sustained. But for $2,000 here, this is okay in our family, because the average income in this country is like maybe $500 a month, or maybe less, but let's say $500. But the members of our church, they have been trained, they have been coached so much that they can, easily make $2,000. Normally, the men will come to me and say, oh, where will we make $2,000? There's no job like that. And we will take them and associate them with other men of God, with other men in the church who are doing well, and we will now tell the men to show them and coach them on how to make $2,000 easily, and say it is possible to make $2,000, and you can even make more than $2,000 if you want, and so we prove to them that it is possible, and we show them how to do it, so that they don't come with some excuses that I cannot make $2,000. We say, okay, you want a job for $2,000? Let's help you get a job. So we actually prove to them that they could make $2,000 a month. And then we bring in about 10 or 20 or 100 or 200 men that are making such an amount of money. And we'll say, are you not in the same country? Are you not in the same town? Are you not having one head just like the other guy? Go and mature. Go and, add value to yourself. Go and become, responsible. Go and learn some skills. Go and get education. Go do anything you need to do just to be able to prove to yourself that you can do it. Today, so many men are grateful that such a stringent condition was given in the first place in our church. So before they will, be protesting and say, "Oh, nobody would not have any. We will never marry, or we don't have this, we don't have that." But later on, when they see that it's serious and that nothing is going to work out until they do this, so they begin to go and take it serious and begin to work on themselves and become better. So why do we now? I always have opposition from men. Men always say, why is car so important? Why is apartment so important? Why 2,000? Maybe 1,000? Maybe 1,005? Maybe less? Maybe what about if this? What about if that? What about, why figures? Why material things? What about if I'm good? What about if I'm kind? What about if I'm spiritual, but I just don't have material things? Why is it material things? Why should it be material things? And then some of them come up with an argument and say that, oh, you are teaching the ladies to be, what is the word we have a word in Russia that's called karesne. That is in English, that would be like to be after material things. You are teaching women, the ladies in the church, to be after material things. So they are not after marriage, they are not after me, who I am, they are after what I have. So you are teaching your ladies to be after material things, not after, my quality, who I am. I'm a good person, I'm a Christian, and then you want them to be materialistic. I said, okay, this is not about materialistic. This is not about materialistic. And I sit them down. I say, okay, let me prove to you that it's not about being materialistic. It's all about you. We want to, so the argument that I use is this, and I think you should listen to this properly. What I tell the men is this: it is not about being materialistic. It is not about, being worldly or anything like that. I said, marriage is a serious business. So I asked them one question. I say, you tell me, what is more valuable? The lady you want to marry, a whole human being, is that more valuable? Or the family you want to build, is it more valuable, or is the car that is more valuable? Which is more valuable, car or family? What is more precious? Is it the human being, the lady you want to marry, or the car? Oh, they say, okay, the lady. Okay, the lady is more valuable. If she's more valuable, and you cannot make $2,000 in a year, in a month, and you cannot gather all your life, you'll be living in this world for 20 years or 30 years or 25 years, and you cannot gather money for a car. For all your year, not for 1 year of your life, or all your years on the surface of the earth, you couldn't buy a car. So what is the proof that you will be able to supply her with all the things? So I'm asking, so if for 30 years of your life, you couldn't buy a car, which is $10,000 or $5,000, so do you think that for the next 20 years or 5 years of this lady's life, living with you, she will need less than $10,000 or $5,000? The price of a car, is that what you will need to spend more price of a car? You will need to spend 3 prices of a car, 4 prices of a car. Every year you will need to spend the price of a car on her, just to take care of another human being. And God forbid, if she gets pregnant, if she gets pregnant, even for the delivery alone, you need about $5,000 or $6,000 or $10,000 just for the baby to come to the world. So you need another car. So you need like a car every year to spend on her just to sustain her. So if you have not proven to me that you, for the whole of your life, that you could afford the price of one car, how will you then afford that every year? How will you then afford that car on her every 6 months? You know what? You know, so I tell them, the only thing I want you to prove to me is that you, in your own life, you have mastered the art of solving problems. If you have not mastered the art of solving problems, if you have not mastered the art of solving people's problems, if you have not mastered the art of, resolving your own problems, if you have, life is a problem. It's an art of solving problems. If you have not mastered the art of solving your own problem, how will you say you are ready for marriage and then you'll be ready to resolve the problem of another person? So I say having a car and having a salary that is $2,000 or something or above, and having an apartment is just a proof. We are not interested in your car. We are not interested in your apartment. We are not interested in your salary. We are only interested in how you have been able to face the challenges that you have come across in your own life. I mean, one of the challenges is transport. How have you been able to resolve that question of transportation? You need transportation every day. You needed to go to work. You need transportation to go to work. You need transportation to, resolve, to do your business. How have you resolved ordinary transportation issue? Ordinary transportation. Just one question in your life. How have you been resolving it? How have you been able to resolve it? You've not been able to resolve just one little problem of transportation. Then how will you now go and take responsibility for a whole human being? One car, just transportation, one problem. And when we are talking about marriage, you are going to have more than one problem. Marriage is full of all unpredictable problems that you cannot even think about right now. You are thinking that you could foresee everything, just a woman coming to live in your house, and that's all, waking up and eating and, waking up and eating every day. No. Marriage itself is an unforeseeable problem that will keep on coming from morning to night that you never even anticipated. So if you have not been able to resolve the problem that you could anticipate, if you have not been able to resolve the problem that could help you to become more efficient, that could help you to become better, a problem that you need, that could facilitate your life, that could improve your own life, a problem that you are interested in, just the problem of a car or an apartment or a salary, something that you are interested in, something that is supposed to better your own life. If you have not been good enough, been masterful enough to be able to resolve those problems that are having direct consequences on you, on the quality of your own life, what are you talking about? You have not proved anything. You have not proved to us that you are good enough to even help yourself. You have not proved to us that you are good enough to be able to assist yourself. So I now ask them, so what is your expectation? What are you hoping for? Are you hoping for her to go and get a job? Are you expecting her to go and get a job so that she will be the one to bring money for you to get a car? The problem that you have not been able to resolve in your own life, so she should be the one now that should go ahead and get a job and get you a car and get you an apartment and help you to make a living? Then you are a parasite. You don't want to become a husband. You want to become a parasite. That's your problem. It's a problem of parasite. So maybe you want to become a parasite, but here we don't give girls to parasites. We only give girls to husbands. We only give girls to men. So the fact that we want to see your car, we want to see your house, we want to see your readiness to take care of your own self, is just for you to tell us how you have been able to resolve life issues. Because marriage is an act of resolving problems. Marriage is going to be full of so many problems and so many challenges. We want to see what is your track record. We want to see your track record. We want to see your credit history. We want to see your credit history, how you have resolved problems up to now. We want to see your credit history, what you have done with your life, how you have been able to come out of the problems and situations you got yourself in. We want to see. That's why we want to see how you resolve those problems. If we did not prove to us how you have resolved your problems up to now, we know that you are going to fail. If you, all your life, the way you have resolved your problems has always been to go and borrow. So you needed money to eat, or you needed another set of clothes, you go and borrow. If that is the way you have resolved your problems all your life, that is your credit history. That is your credit history right there. It means you are going to get married, and whenever you have another problem, you are going to quickly go and borrow money. That is your history. That is your credit history. And since that is your credit history, we don't need you to go and put yourself in more problems, and we don't need you to go and put another lady into another problem, into a worse problem. We don't need you to complicate the life for yourself, for the woman, for her parents, for your own parents, for everybody around you. We want to see your credit history. So the salary that we are asking for, the fact that we are asking for a certain amount of salary, the fact that we are asking for a certain amount of income, and we want to see your car, we want to see your house, is just about you proving to us that you are responsibility, that you are responsible, that you know how to face life issues, and that when life issues come, you don't go and hide. Because if what you have done so far is that every time you had problem is that you are going to blame somebody else. Okay, now you are blaming the president. The president? Okay. Now you are blaming the political system. Political system? Okay. Now you are blaming the political party that is in power. Are they to blame? Okay, we agree. Now, when you marry, we know who is going to be the best one to blame. You are going to put all the problem on the lady. All the blames are going... all the blames are going to be on the lady. All the blames are going to be on the lady. We know you are going to blame. Before, maybe you are blaming your parents. Oh, they didn't send me to good school, or they didn't do this to me. They didn't give me house. They didn't give me a car. They didn't give me school fees. They didn't give me this. Okay. Since your parents are the ones you are used to blaming all your life, your parents will be happy now that now, thank God, you will not have them to blame. You have a woman now to blame. So you are now going to be blaming the lady. The lady is going to just be, you're going to turn her life to hell. You're going to turn her life to hell. We don't want that to happen. So for you not to turn the life of the woman to hell, for you not to begin to blame her, because that is the way you've always come out of your situations, that's the way you've always come out of your problems, we don't want that to be the situation. But if the way you've always resolved your problem is that when there is a crisis, you go to find a way to resolve it. You go to work, you go to do what you need to do. We know that you are capable. We know that no matter what you will face, no matter what that lady will face with you, we know that you will come out of it, victorious. We know that you will come out of it on top, because your history tells the story. Your history tells us that you always come up on top. No matter where you go to, no matter where you go. Some people say we cannot find job. But in that same country, there are people who are finding job. So if there are other people finding job and you are the only one who cannot find job, we know your story. We know your history. We know your story. You will find an excuse why you cannot take care of her. You will find an excuse why you couldn't find a job to send your children to school. You will find an excuse why you couldn't get a job, because job will be the one to blame. Salary will be the one to blame. Economy will be the one to blame. Buhari will be the one to blame. We don't want that to happen. So you first of all go and resolve your problem on your own, JJ. Just go. Just go and resolve your own problem. Yes. Finish. Oh, when you finish your own issues, when you have resolved your problem, when you have proved to us that you are able to resolve the housing problem, the car problem, the salary problem, at least, and you are able to resolve the problem of managing yourself and taking care of your surrounding, taking care of your parents, taking care of your own family, taking care of your relatives, when you have resolved that, and we can see it, that you have really resolved that, now you can come and say you want to approach a lady. Okay, we love you, brother, we love you. We love you, but we need to see that responsibility. Yeah. We need to see that responsibility, because we want to see how you respond to challenging, your ability to respond, your ability to respond to life situations. We need to say it. So if you cannot show to us that you have responded well, if you cannot show to us your record, your history, if you cannot show to us your track record of how you have responded in the past to different issues, to different problems, and we can see the result, it's not difficult. So you ladies, don't be afraid that people are going to be telling you, oh, you are materialistic. Oh, you don't want people to call you materialistic. Please, don't be afraid of people calling you, materialistic, or people saying that it's your life. You better be materialistic now. I personally, what I tell my ladies in the church is this: it is a foolish woman that will go and marry a poor man and say, well, by the grace of God, we are expecting, maybe God will do a miracle. Who knows? God can do anything. And some people now are celebrating that and making that to be a big thing. She picked me up, or she married me when I didn't have anything. I was jobless. I was, as if that is an achievement on its own. That you are jobless, that you didn't have anything, that somebody went to marry you when you didn't have anything, as if that is something to celebrate, instead of it to be something for you to be ashamed of, that you didn't have anything and you had the courage to go and to ask somebody to marry you. It's a sign of irresponsibility. So when people say, even girls, there are ladies in our church here, there are women who say, Pastor, I don't want them to think, I'm trying to talk to him about where we are going to live. I'm trying to talk to him about, what about if we get pregnant, we need another car, or we need a car, we need a home, or we need more salary. I'm trying to talk to him, but I'm afraid because he's saying, you are just talking about money. You are just talking about money. I don't want them to think I'm just talking about money. And I don't want his friends to think I'm just thinking about money. I don't want his parents to think it's just about money. It's not about money. I don't want them to think bad about me. Wait, it's your life, girl. It is your life. It is your life. You better tell them your minimum. You must have a minimum. Don't listen to all those stories about small little beginning. Let that little beginning begin with his own self first. Let him have his own little beginning. You have your own little beginning. Then it must be a satisfactory beginning. It shouldn't be the unsatisfactory beginning. No. Let him prove to us with his own little beginning. Why should we wait for you to have little beginning? What is it, small beginning or little beginning? You don't let him use you as the experiment for little beginning. Do your own little beginning separate, and let her do her own little beginning separate as well. He must be able to prove to us what he has done. He must be able to prove to us what little beginning he has done. And is that little beginning satisfactory or is not satisfactory? If the little beginning is a little beginning of failure, a little beginning of bad credit history, a little beginning of shame, a little beginning of borrowing, a little beginning of depending on other people's squatting and living on other people's salary and blaming other people, if that is his own little beginning, we are not interested in that little beginning. Let him prove that little beginning with results. We want to see results. So you ladies, don't buy into all those manipulations. Oh, or they will be telling you all kinds of stories. Dangote found the wife of Dangote found him when he was poor. The wife of Bill Gates found him when they were students. They didn't have anything. They didn't do this. Okay, we know. Let them. You go and marry Dangote or go and find your own Bill Gates. But me, in our own case, if you are a thinking woman, if you are a thinking girl, you want to see some proof that this person is able to do something, is able to is capable of anything, is capable of especially resolving issues. We don't want humble beginning that will start from you being the carpet. We don't want the humble beginning that will start with you being the doorstep, that they will destroy you, finish. And after they finish, they start with you with little beginning, they will go and get another wife to take your place. We don't want that kind of little beginning. We want the little beginning that he will do himself and show you that, okay, he has some little beginning. But we don't want you to become the experiment, to be the material, the raw material for the little beginning. No. Don't buy into those lies. So what I tell my members, the members of our church, what I tell the members of our church is this. You girl, is your life. Look into the investment that your parents have put in you. Your parents sent you to school. Your parents paid for you to become a human being. Your parents took care of you. They fed you. They had a home for you to live. You had a place where you are living. They are not chasing you from the house. So just sit down there. Just keep on being protected by your father's house, by your parents' house, or even you. Maybe you are taking care of yourself. Keep on taking care of yourself until the man is able to prove to you that he is capable of doing anything. Don't be afraid of people saying, oh, you are just after this, you are just after that, you are just after that. Let them say anything they want. It is your life. Because for a lady to say, oh yes, he doesn't have a salary, he doesn't have a job, but I don't want them to think about it. It's not materialistic. You need to let them know what you need to survive. It's not about what you need. It's not. You are not telling him he has to be a multi-billionaire or be a Dangote or be a Bill Gates before you could marry him. But at least you must know your minimum. You must know your requirement. You must know. You must not go and sell yourself into slavery. Marriage shouldn't be slavery. Marriage is not a place where you should go as if you are, you don't have anywhere to go, as if you want to sell yourself. No. Marriage should be honorable. Marriage should be a place of honor. Marriage should be a place where you go to, where you are going to be valued, where you are going to be respected, where you are going to be taken care of. Marriage should not be a place where you go to go and suffer. You tell them, if I want to suffer, let me suffer on my own. I don't need another man to help me suffer. Let me suffer on my own, because when you are suffering on your own, that is nothing. But when somebody is helping you to suffer, you will become a punching bag. Punching bag. That suffer of another person making you to suffer will be much more worse than you alone to suffer. So just remain in your own place and suffer on your own than for anybody else to help you to suffer. I tell you that one. So don't be afraid that somebody will tell you, if you are asking for, the person's salary, or you are asking for their income, that people will begin to tell you that you are materialistic, or you want money, or no, it's not about money. It's about showing us what that guy is capable of doing. It's about showing us what ability the guy has in resolving issues and life issues. It's about proving to us that he's mature enough to be responsible to respond to life issues. Because when you marry, there will be life issues. When you marry, there will be a lot of life issues that need to be resolved. So we need him to prove to us that he will be in a position to respond to those life issues that will come. And, don't just say that those life issues, we will discover what happened when they happen. No. We want to know how he has been used to solving those problems. We want to know, we don't just want to know that. We don't want to say, oh, God will do it. No. There are a lot of people that God didn't do it for. They were also saying God will do it. But God didn't do anything. We want to know what you will do. Leave God alone. We know what God can do, but leave God alone right now. Let's see what you are able to do. So if he has not proven to us, and if he cannot prove to us what he can do, we know what God can do. Without you, God could also do something. So we don't need to marry you to find out what God can do. All right? God could do it all by herself when she's living by herself. Not necessarily, getting married to you to later be believing God that God will do it. No, we know God will do it, yeah. But we want to know what you will do. We are asking about you now. This talk is about you. It's not about God. You are not going to live with God. You are going to live with the person, because even now you have God, so you don't need him to get to know what God could do. You can know what God could do by now by yourself. So anyway, apart from responsibility, the next thing that a man that is ready to marry should be able to demonstrate is, for a man to say he's ready to marry, if you are here and you're a man, you must be able to tell us that, I don't know how to say this for the Nigerian people and African people who are here. You must be able to prove to us, or a man that is ready to marry must be able to prove to us that he understands what sacrifice means. For a man to say he's ready to marry, he must be able to demonstrate and prove to us what sacrificial love means. You must be able to sacrifice. If you cannot sacrifice, if you only love egoistically, most men that want to marry, they are thinking about what they will get from that marriage. They are only thinking about how to use her, how our legs are good, how our breasts are good, how our face is good, how her lips are good, and how she's beautiful, and how they're going to sleep with her in the bed. But that is all taken. That is all taken from her. We are not talking about taking from her now. Apart from taking from her, can you love her enough to sacrifice anything for her? Do you really understand the concept of sacrificial love? In Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 and 28, Ephesians chapter 5, 25 and 28. Let me find that for you. Ephesians 5, 25 and 28. It says, husbands, love your wife, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Gave himself. So the ability for a man to marry, a man must first of all prove that he understands the concept of sacrificial marriage. Sacrificial love. If you don't prove sacrifice, if you don't love sacrificially, if you don't prove to us that you are able to sacrifice for that woman, if you are not sacrificing while you are dating, if you are not proving to us how much you could sacrifice for her while you say you love her, when she becomes your wife, when you are used to her, when you are disvirgin her, or you are sleeping with her, or when you've gotten everything you need, we know who will begin to sacrifice. She will now be the one to be sacrificing. So we want the man that is ready to marry, they must be able to understand that even the decision to marry means, am I ready to sacrifice? Am I ready to sacrifice this for this person? In fact, what I tell my boys in this, my men in this church here is this. Let us imagine that this lady, the next day after you marry, or a year after you marry, she got pregnant and gave birth, and let's say she put another 20 kilograms or 30 kilograms and she's not able to lose weight anymore. Are you sure you will love her enough to keep on loving her and taking care of her the way you did before that? Okay, then I put them another question and I say, okay, let's imagine that you got married, 2 months later, she had an accident and she becomes paralyzed. She can't walk. Her legs, hands can't work, her legs can't work. She's on a wheelchair and she will never be able to walk for the rest of her life. She's not pregnant, she's not having children, she will never be able to have children. Will you be able to still love her after that? Anything could happen in life. It happened to some people. Why do you think that it will never happen to you? So I tell the lady to go I mean the man to go and think on that. Because that's what I did for myself. Before I married my wife, I asked myself all these questions. I said, if she falls into an accident and she becomes paralyzed, will I be able to endure and be able to love her still? I played that in my mind. I played that in my mind, and I picture her on the wheelchair. I picture her having 200 kilograms. I picture her all kind in all different horrible situations. And I said, yes, this one, oh, I love her enough to even marry her, even if she's going to be on a wheelchair for all her life, even if she will never be pregnant, even if she will never be able to have children. I love her person, even if her body would never resemble what I married before or what I saw before. I love her strongly enough. I love her person. I love this person. I will be ready to give my life for her. Men, listen to me. Unless you are able to answer yourself that question positively, unless you are able to look at yourself and say, yes, I love this person to that extent. I love this person that I don't care what will happen to her. I love this person that I will keep on loving her no matter what happens to her. If she has an accident, if she's going to be barren, she's not going to have children, she's going to put on weight, she's going to, no matter what happens, I love this person and I'm ready to give my life for her. I'm ready to live for the rest of my life for her. I'm ready to sacrifice my life for her. I'm ready to be with her no matter what happens, what tragedy happens or occurs in life. I love her that much. It is only when you can answer that positively and say that you love her that much that you are ready to marry. So the first answer, the first question today was, who is the man that is ready to marry? Who is the man that is ready to marry? The first one is the man that is responsible, and he has to prove to us that responsibility. Then number two, who is the man that is ready to marry? The man that is ready to sacrifice. You must be ready to sacrifice. So, for example, when my wife put on weight after she got pregnant, I started telling her that because I had already pictured that in my mind, that I don't care. In fact, she's the one losing weight. I said, I don't care. Lose weight. I don't lose. Put any weight you want. Put any weight you want. I don't care, because I had already pictured that in my mind, that I will still love you anyway. And this is even what I had pictured in my mind before. So this is this is not a problem. I am never going to leave her. And let me tell you something else. Anything in life is possible. Anything is possible in life. And I told my wife this. I told my church this. I have been saying this from the very first day since I married. And some of you might never understand this, but it's not your decision, it's my decision. But I told my wife, and I told my church, I told everybody, I don't even care. Even if I see my wife in a bed, or I catch my wife in a bed with another man, if she still wants to live with me, I'm going to forgive her, and I'm going to live with her. I've given her my word once and for all. I've committed to live for her. I've committed to love her. I've committed to, no matter what happens, even that one I've pictured it, is part of sacrificial love. It's part of sacrificial love. I've thought about it. What about anything could happen in life? What about if she's raped? What about if she falls into temptation? What about if she fails? What about, doesn't matter what happens. I have given her my word. I have committed to marry her. I have told her I love her. Okay, now, if I now say, somebody could say, but Pastor, how could you do that? If you meet her with a man, what about if she does it again and again? I don't care how many times she does it, though. Because the Bible has said that if your brother will sin against you, how many times? 70 times, 7 times, that is like 490 times. In a day, you have to forgive them. So will I now say I'm ready to forgive my brother in the church or somewhere, and I'm not ready to forgive the woman that I said I love, the woman that I said, that is my love, is my lover, that I'm ready to give my life for her, for better or for worse. What is that excuse? What about me? How many times have I failed God? How many times have I let God down? Will I let her to treat me like that as well? Will I let her to just say, anytime I fail, she should just leave me and let me go? No. It's about commitment. It's a lifetime commitment. You shouldn't even go into marriage in the first place if you are not ready to let her know that, to let yourself know, answer that question to yourself, that it doesn't matter what happened to this lady, this one, I love her and I'm going to love her forever. Nothing will change that. So, but if you already have it in your mind that, in case she does this, I'll be out. If in case she does this, I will be out. In case this happens, I will be out. In case that happens, then you have already given place to Satan. You are already given place to Satan. You have already opened the door for Satan to attack you. You already have the thought in your head that you could be out for if anything happens. So, but you should close that door forever. You should answer yourself and let yourself know that no, this is my question. This is my decision. My decision is that I will never ever let somebody down that I told that I love. If I told her one time that I love her, that remains. And that will be forever so. I will forever love her. Even if she leaves me, I will still forever love her. So that is the kind of attitude that you're supposed to have. That is what Jesus has done for us. The Bible says that love covers multitude of sins. Love covers multitude of sins. Love covers multitude of sins. So it's not even, but you must answer yourself this question before you go into the marriage. You must answer yourself. Can you imagine that the Bible, in the book of Hosea, the Bible told a prophet to go and marry a prostitute? This is in the Bible. The Bible told a prophet to go and marry a prostitute. And he married her, and then she will go back and meet a lover again. Go and read the book of Hosea. Go and read the book of Hosea. It's all about with Christ's love. It's a demonstration of Christ's love for us. That in the book of Hosea, God demonstrated, he put a whole book in the Bible to prove to us how we should relate to each other. That no reason, no excuse is good enough for marriage. For divorce. That if we say we love somebody, if we are committed to love, we should be committed to it with our life. So that is why Bible, a whole God went and put this in the Bible. He put it in the Bible that there is a whole story of a woman that is, God instructed a holy man, a prophet, to go and marry a prostitute, and then the prostitute, kept on, messing up 3 times or 4 times or 5 times. The prostitute kept on going to other people, and God kept on coming back. God kept on telling the prophet to keep on going back to her, to keep on forgiving her, to keep on forgiving her. It's a sign of what Jesus has done for us. It's a sign of how Jesus loves us, and it's also a sign of how I'm supposed to love other people. It's a sign of how I'm supposed to love not just my wife, but how I'm supposed to love other people, everybody. I'm supposed to always be willing to forgive any human being, no matter what. But the reason I'm talking about this at this stage is that before you even go to a marriage, if you don't think that you have that kind of sacrificial love, if you don't know, if you cannot answer yourself that you'll be able to love a human being like that or that lady like that, don't go and touch her. Don't go and touch her. Don't go. Like I told you people, they anyway, maybe I shouldn't talk about that, but can you imagine in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, all over the world, men kill women if they find out that she has been with another man. Whereas men go and be with other women all the time. And then they go and kill their wives because they have been with another. And then they expect God to forgive them when they sin. What kind of Christianity are we practicing? Then what kind of Bible do we read? So before you even marry her, you have to think in your own head, what about if this happens? 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 There are some even men that will kick out a woman if they will kick out a woman if she doesn't have a child. What? Then you are talking about love? You are talking about love. Then why did you say you love her? Why did you say you are ready to give your life for her? Why did you say for better or for worse? So it's all about lie. It's all lie. So your love is conditional then. In conditional in the sense that, okay, you have to be good at all time. So what will be the next condition? So the first condition is she was not having a child, so you have an excuse to let her go. What about if you come tomorrow with another condition? Maybe she has rashes in her body tomorrow, so she has to go. Maybe she lost too much weight, so she has to go. You have a reason, you have an excuse, right? Then she has to go. Maybe she put on too much weight tomorrow, then you have to let her go, right? Because you have an excuse now. Or she was with another man, or she just looked at another man's direction, or somebody just touched her or held her or hugged her. Now she has to go, right? So you have an excuse. So you have to resolve that problem in your heart before you even start out in marriage. If you are a man that you know that you will never be able to forgive a woman, or you will never be, there's something that your wife could do that you will never forgive her, just sit down in your own father's house and live on your own. Don't go and touch any woman. Don't go and trouble any woman, because anything could happen in life. Just leave her alone. JJ, leave her alone. So, if Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 and 28, it says, Jesus loved the church with sacrificial love. He sacrificed his own life for our bride. That is a picture for us of what we should emulate. We should emulate the love of Christ, which is selfless. He sacrificed his own life. He even died to prove his love to the bride, to his bride. That is the kind of love that Jesus wants us to have. And the Bible says we are his members, members of his body, his flesh and his bones. We are supposed to be loving our spouses like he loved the church. Like he loved the church. So he's our example. He's our ultimate example. Let me give you one more point before I go. The last point, who is ready to marry? Who is ready to marry? So the first thing is that a man that is ready to marry must be responsible, and he must prove his responsibility. He must have a track record of being responsible. Number two, the man that is ready to marry must be able to love sacrificially. You must be able to love enough to sacrifice for her. Number three, the man, what scripture? Is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 and 30. Verse 25 and 30. The next and final point that I want to make today. The final point that I want to make today. Who is the man that is ready to marry? The man that is ready to marry must be a man that has already studied the nature and differences between a man and a woman. How old is my marriage? Somebody is asking, how old is our marriage? Well, our marriage is 22 years old. 22 years old. I've been married for 22 years, right? So I hope that answers your question. What is the difference between sacrificial love and unconditional love? Sacrificial love, I've already spoken about unconditional love yesterday, and today I spoke about sacrificial love. I'm talking about the unconditional love. I don't know if I should go back to this again. Please, let me make the third point for today, and we'll be able to, you can go and listen to the unconditional love of yesterday and today and compare, and then find out what is the difference. So the next point is, for a man to say that he is ready to marry, you must have studied the nature of a woman. You must have studied the difference between a man and a woman. You must have studied the temperament of women. You must have studied the likes and dislikes of women. You must have studied the things that are prohibited to say to a woman, the things that are not nice to do to a woman. You must have studied how to please a woman. You must have studied the love language of women and men. So before you say you want to marry, make sure you know everything you need to know about a woman. Make sure you know you've studied everything that is needed. You must also study what are the desires of a woman in marriage. Why does a woman want to marry? What are her needs? How can you meet her needs? And all that. So you must be able to study. You must be able to study all that you need to study to really know the nature of women. I've discovered that preparation is a big deal for success in marriage. You must make sure that you are well prepared. Read as many books as you can. Study as many literature as you can as to who women are, what are their needs, what are their desires, what are the changes that happen to them when they marry, what are the changes that happen to them when they are pregnant, what are the changes that marry to them after pregnancy, what are the changes that happen to them when they give birth, what are the changes that happen to them when they are, when they put on weight, when they're losing weight, what are the, hormones differences and hormones changes that happen to them, during the time of, different times and stages of their life, and what is the nature of their, menstruations, and what are the, things you should pay attention to during menstruations, what are the changes that happen to them during menstruation, how does it affect their behavior, how does it affect their reactions, and how does it affect their mood, and how should you respond to all those changes that are happening to a woman? How should you respond to the changes that happen to her when she's pregnant? How do you respond to the changes that happen to her when she's delivered? Why should you be with her during delivery? Why should you be with her and get ready to be there during preparation for delivery and all that? So you must know everything that is necessary to know about the lady about a woman before even you approach her. You must make sure that you study all that you need to study about women in general before you even go to. It's just for you thinking about a woman, you must already go and study about that. And then in our own church here, we have a whole system. We have a whole system of preparation. So we prepare ladies and men for marriage. We have 120 questions that both men and women must answer before marriage. And we have, I have something that we call HMT. Okay, some of you are coming for HMT, right? From the 6th to the 12th of November. And so we have HMT especially for people who are not married and who are planning to marry. We have HMT especially for men who are planning to marry, for them to know who a woman is and how to treat a woman. We have HMT for women as well who are getting to marry, who are planning to marry. And then we have HMT for people who are already married. And so we prepare, we try to do a comprehensive preparation for both the men and the women. For example, tomorrow, just for you to know, tomorrow morning, let me tell you what I'm going to teach on. I'm going to be preaching on what every woman wishes to see in her future husband. So I want to teach men tomorrow morning and in the evening, throughout the day tomorrow. I'm going to be teaching on why do women want to marry? Why do women want to marry? What are women looking for in marriage? What are the things, what are the qualities that women are looking for in marriage? What are they looking for in a man? What is a woman's expectation in the man that she wants to marry or she desires to marry? So what are the qualities that a woman wishes to see in the man that she desires to marry? What are the qualities a woman wishes to see in the man that she wants to marry? So I will give you a few points for the men. I'm going to give you a few points tomorrow for you to see what are the things that the lady, that it doesn't matter where she is from, it doesn't matter if she's African or she's European or she's old or she's young. I'm going to tell you what are the things she's looking for. and she wants to see in you. And so that the men will be able to know how to get herself ready, so that himself ready, so that the men will be able to prepare themselves. I want to be able to help the men. So if you know any man that is not married tomorrow morning, 9:30 in the morning our time, 7:30 a.m. British time, 7:30 a.m. Nigerian time, and 2:30 a.m. American time, Eastern time, 8:30 a.m. European time. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be talking about what women want to see in their future husbands, what women want to see in their future husbands, or why do women want to marry? Why do women want to marry? What are women looking for in marriage? And what are women looking for in the men they want to be with? So that you men, you'll be well equipped, you'll be well prepared, and you will know what is it that the women want to see in you. And get yourself ready adequately before you go and approach that girl. And you'll be ready. And once you appear, she will recognize you that, yes, this is exactly the kind of man that I want to have. So I think my time is over. Yeah. My time is a lot over. So, now, like I said, I've been blocked from my public page, and I cannot do my public page anymore. I cannot put video there. I cannot operate it. But, we can only use this private page now. So I want to ask you, if you are there, please go and share the link and go and direct everybody. Write some instruction for people to be coming to my private page, which is Sunday Adelaja. The other one is Dr. Sunday Adelaja, but this one is just Sunday Adelaja. All right, Sunday Adelaja. So, I will be back here tomorrow morning and evening for a whole week, for this whole week. This important topic, I'm so sorry that we will not be able to share, we will not be able to do it on the big platform, but at least we can manage, we can do it on this platform. So let me hear your comments, by the way. What are you saying? I'm not hearing what. Let me read some of your comments before we go. Let's go and share the link and let me see what some of the things you are saying. Is there any comment there? Let me see what people are saying. Okay, Niyi Olushola said, it is only those men who have been crucified with Christ that can have this level of commitment. Some people are not even born again and they're having this level of commitment. So why should why should it be difficult for Christians? Even unbelievers have this level of commitment. Because they seek to obey God in their relationship without Jesus. Without Jesus, the natural man will not be able to do all this. The flesh will not permit. Why not? Well, that's why we must raise up, men that are after Christ's heart. We must raise up the new generation of men. And in Africa especially, we have to bring this level of commitment to African men. And African men have to grow up and learn to be able to be responsible men. And not just African men, men everywhere need to know that this is the only way to love. This is the only way. These are the only conditions that are necessary to marry. Olukayo, they say responsibility, sacrificial love, and deep knowledge of women. Daniel says some men start small and grow, so though one's beginning might be small, the later end will be great. Well, I already addressed that. Oluwafumilayo says before you marry, know all that you need to know about a woman. Preparation. Yep, we are going to talk about that more tomorrow. Paul, good news. Love must be tough. Well, that is not about that. You don't prove tough love to your wife. Tough love is only in relationship to your children, most of all, and to other people. But with your wife, don't talk about tough. Don't be being tough to your wife. You need to be tender to your wife. Bola Luro said, even God's love. Okay, we are not talking about conditional love now. We did that yesterday. Davida says, very comprehensive, Pastor Sunday. Well, thank God. Ojo Nuba Zoe Moses says, it takes humility and meekness to learn. Coming here to argue with someone who wants to teach you secrets and principles based on the word of God that has worked for him is not wise. Keep your knowledge to yourself. Listen and learn. Thank you. Eniola Akintola said, how does a wife easily forgive a husband that constantly cheats and doesn't touch his wife? Well, that is another question. We have to talk about that another day, because you need to follow all these messages before we so that you'll be able to get answer. If you listen to every one of them, you'll get your answer one day. Bobo said, wow, there must be a degree offered by university just on women. Yeah. T.Y. Moore says, sacrificial, non-self-seeking, denying self unconditional means regardless, notwithstanding. Yeah. She, Sandra, said, Pastor Sunday is so real and direct. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. Shola Lamodi says, marriage is by no means a child's play. A lot of work has to go into both spiritual and physical. Yeah. Nkiru says, wives couldn't recognize their husband from church after meetings with Pastor Sunday. Yeah. After these our meetings, after the training, I take the men out for 3 days to be trained, and when they come back, the women don't recognize their husbands. Yes. T.Y. says, Chisandra, pastor is not talking like a conventional pastor. Much love. Ojo Nuba said, so glad I'm learning this before getting married. Thank God. Afolabi said, thank God men are not left out here. Tomorrow is our day with Dr. Adelaja. T.Y. said, wow, Dr. Adelaja, thank you. God bless you for teaching us and sharing from your experience on marriage. According to God's plan, it's hard though, because we by nature are selfish. This is superior love right here. Shinwe says, Pastor Sunday, thank you for spelling it out to men. I'm looking forward to hearing what the women should do to prepare us for marriage. Well, that's after 2 weeks, because I must finish this one for the men before I start with the women. Oti Caro says, thank you for this loaded teaching, sir. Love is so powerful. The love topic now makes us exceed our normal 1 hour. Yeah, because I started late, we're having technical problems. Bobo said the world should listen tomorrow. Yeah, invite everybody to come tomorrow. You must know that we are changing the address. So, Fumi Unifade said, may we find peace, joy, and harmony in our marriages and satisfaction in singleness. Davida said, this is like boot camp for marriage. Samson said, thank you, Pastor. Okay. Bobo, this was great, Pastor. Now look at you. The women time is coming also. But today is for men. Women will receive their own. Ngoya Sharis, I love this topic. So refreshing and reassuring to know that we should not settle for less for the right reasons and not out of arrogance or like, especially in today's society. Women often say this type of men do not exist anymore, but I dare to challenge them and believe otherwise. Blessings to you, Pastor. Wow, wow. Beati says, God's love is unconditional. Even if you don't accept Christ, God still loves all of us. Okay. Ojonoba says, I'm blessed by this practical truth. Thank God. Oladeji, thank you, sir. More grace. Bola, thank God I'm still single. Oluwa Fumilayo, more wisdom and grace to you in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. You have smashed the topic. Sunshine, God bless you, sir. Davida, it's a matter of you want your marriage to work or not. Elizabeth Ali, glory to God for me being single and buried in purpose. It will take a man buried in purpose to find me. That's so true. Chigo said, in Africa, we have 40-year-old boys, and here we have 80-year-old men. Sorry, guys, which is so true, By the way, Chigo, I'm going to be teaching on the difference between, one of these days, I'm going to teach on the difference between men and boys. I'm going to be analyzing that soon. Esther says, bravo, Pastor. Wonderful topic, much needed for this generation of self-made beings. Bless Indra say, more wisdom and grace to use, waiting for the men, for women time to hear the truth. God bless you abundantly. Sheyi Yitayo said, marriage is for men, not boys, and marriage is for women, not girls. Davida said, this is the revival needed among our young folk. Bobo said, this is the marriage breaks because the partner is against one doing the work of God. Okay, that's Christina. This teaching is a challenge in life of men. It's a revolutionary teaching to transform men. Tena, Dr. Adelaja, really, you are wise. Thank you. Man of God, God bless you. Daniel Oshoma, wrong expectation from women could lead men to doing things out of impulse. The honest lies on both parties. Yeah, leave the women alone. I will get to them later on. Let's start with the men. Right now, I'm talking about the women. Leave the women alone. Molly said, thank you, sir. Love you big time. Esther Kuganja, listening to this before marriage is priceless. Thank you, Pastor. Darlene said, thank you so much. Correct, Pastor. Correct, Pastor. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for today. Please go share the link and let people know that for the whole week we are going to be on this platform. This is a new platform. And until next week when we'll be back on our other platform. God bless you guys. Bye.